Okay, I'm going to show my project for week number 12. Basically, I try to create a project that would create some teams, kind of like a fantasy football league, I guess, and then where you can take your team, give it a team name, and then followed by giving different players and the positions, so you can create your own player list. Um, I created, of course, my HTML, with the container for the body, followed by div ID, with a class very similar to the uh, sample project we did have. I labeled it Fantasy Football. We had the input, which was the new football team name, and I give it a class as well, followed by creating a button that would allow us to create the new football team, and I just called it new team. And of course, a div for the app that was going to be involved with the um, with this aspect of the coding, or I guess the JavaScript. So then here I created the class team, which basically just brought in a constructor that had the name um, of the team, followed by creation of the players in the a team, which would create an array. Where this is the function that basically would bring in and kind of push in um, the names of the players. Here is a class for the player. Same thing, basically would be the name of the player plus the position that they play. And so it would bring in the name and the position. This is kind of where we did kind of the management of the team. This is where I kind of ran into a lot of trouble. I created um, the mock API using this website, but unfortunately, it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. Basically, created get all the teams, um, and then basically creating um getting the current team, creating a team, updating the team, and then deleting a team as well. Then this was the DOM manager where I basically here I would get all of the team, and then this would help me render it. Um, uh, with this one, basically, I would kind of create the team as well, and allow me to render that particular team. Here, this is supposed to be able to delete the team. And of course, here's where you're supposed to be able to add a player. Um, this basically would allow me to have a delete button in order to be able to delete the player. Basically, it's just having two for loops followed by the deletion of that particular player. Here, basically, is where we would take the app, clear it out first, and then have a for loop, followed by prepending the name of the player and then the position as well, by creating two divs. This button basically would allow me to create a new player. In addition, you would have the two inputs that allowed you to put in the player name as well as the position. This right here would create the for loop, and then would um, uh, basically be able to append on the playlist. And so here we would have uh, the player plus a position, and you would also have the button with the button class in order to go to the delete the player. And this is kind of how I just was able to kind of bring it onto the website. the I went to mock API. I was able to create the the project. Basically, what I ended up doing is calling the first one teams, followed by the name with the name of the company and players as an array. The second one that I tried to create was the players, and then I had basically full name followed by job title, I guess, which could have been the position of the player for the football game. And then, of course, I use that to run it. However, I ran into a couple of issues, which unfortunately I cannot get to work. So it was able to render the page. Of course, with the title, you can add information here. Unfortunately, when it went to create a new team, it wouldn't do it. In addition, my delete button would not work, giving me this particular error. As I suspect it's because I set up the mock API incorrectly, but again, I could not fix it. It obviously populated all of the the fake names that I wanted it to, but it would not populate the actual player name. So, like I said, I tried for a while, but I could not get that to work. Anyways, this is all I could do for the project.